Fifth edition of the Rhodes University Highway Africa Conference. Every year the conference brings together media practitioners, scholars, journalists and academics from across the continent in an effort to take media forward. Under the theme, The Internet and the Media, discussions this year will look into the significance of the Internet as a form of communication. So let's get more now on this conference. We're joined by our reporter Iviwe Poti. Iviwe, good afternoon to you. Certainly the impact of communication technologies has had an evolving contribution to journalism. So what will be the main focus of discussions?
Well, definitely good day, Natasha. Well, I think, the focus is what kind of an impact the internet actually plays, especially across, all media industries, not only for journalists and media and news houses, but media houses themselves, as well as technology innovated companies, such as your cell phone companies and your network companies, which they need to, also adapt and extend further so that we aren't left behind as South Africa or as journalists, as we do depend now on internet, very heavily in terms of delivering our stories, in terms of getting the message across to people via social media, as well as having a 24-hour news channel. How do we then use the internet and media as a sphere in order for us to move forward? So I think those are some of the challenges that they'll be speaking to definitely today. When we spoke to the director Chris Capuato, he said earlier that one of the main elements that they'll be speaking to this year within the sessions that they'll have is how do we make profit out of online media, as a lot of media houses are moving online. If you will look also at the SABC, we do have our traditional news channels, but we have a 24-hour news channel now. We have SABC online media. So then how do media houses start to capitalize on that and make money? Because now you have to have your social media journalists as well. So the problem now is that they're not making enough income for those media houses that are trying to move online and attend to their customers as well.
So while there are these discussions on the internet and society, this is the 20th edition of Highway Africa, which is also a celebration of 20 years of African journalism.
Yes, it definitely is, Natasha. And looking at where Highway Africa comes from, I think the first conference when we spoke to Chris, he was saying in 1997, the aim then was to look at how to do a proper soundbite, how to move into technology where you move from tapes in terms of digital, and now we're talking from like digital to online and internet. So it also marks how much journalism has grown in South Africa. Africa as a whole, as you will remember, that there are delegates from all over the world that come here. So it's not only Africa, but as well as the whole world as a nation, and how we then link one another, interaction through the world, through journalists and journalism that is now used online. So it's also to look at how far we've come as journalists, how far the media industry is still to go in order to address and attend to clients and people and the needs of people. Like, for example, he made an example of, then it was how you make, a headline interesting for a newspaper. But now it's online. How do you actually incorporate a whole newspaper so it's easy for someone to read it online, on the go, and how to get news going throughout the day so people are linked and connected throughout.
Absolutely. Iviwe, thank you very much. Iviwe Poti, live from Grahamstown.